Cooper Flagg just did something in 48 hours that only Wilt Chamberlain would recognize. And if you still think this Rookie of the Year race is close, you have not been paying attention. BetClutch.com, the best sportsbook and casino bonuses, get over $3,000 in bonuses. BetClutch.com, link in the description. On Friday night, Cooper Flagg scored 51 points at 19 years and 103 days old, the youngest player in the history of this league to reach the 50-point mark. Then 2 days later, the kid came back and dropped 45 on the Los Angeles Lakers with 9 assists and 8 rebounds. 96 combined points in 2 games. The last rookie to do something like that was Wilt Chamberlain, a man who averaged 50 for an entire season. Let that sink in. Let me tell you what makes this historically ridiculous. Flagg is now one of only 6 players to score 45 or more points 3 times as a rookie. The other 5, Walt Bellamy, Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, Earl Monroe, Lou Alcindor, every single one of them is in the Hall of Fame. Every single one of them won Rookie of the Year. That is not a coincidence. That is a pattern, and patterns don't lie. Now let's talk about Sunday's game because this part is important. LeBron James, 41 years old, his 23rd season, a first ballot Hall of Famer, went out and posted 30 points, 15 assists, and 9 rebounds. Triple-double level, a performance that would have won most games in this league. And a 19-year-old from Maine just looked him dead in the eye and scored 45 anyway. LeBron even said after the game that he saw Flagg's greatness coming all the way back in AAU and then watched a kid he scouted in middle school torch his team in the first quarter for 19 points before the game was even real. Here is what nobody is giving Flagg enough credit for. He is doing this with nothing. The Mavericks are 25-53. There is no second star, no complimentary threat to take defensive attention off him, no playoff pressure giving these games extra juice. Every single night, the other team sends their best defender at him, traps him in pick and roll, and dares the other Mavs to beat them. And he is still averaging 20.8 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 4.5 assists, making him only the 4th rookie since the ABA-NBA merger to average 26 and 4. The other 3, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Luka Doncic, tell me again he's not special. Now let me get to the Roy conversation because this is where I have a bone to pick with the media. Before this weekend, 80 out of 100 media voters had Newpel as their number 1 pick. 80. Newpel went from minus 300 to plus 180 in 48 hours. Flagg went from plus 225 to minus 250. And people are acting like this is some kind of upset. It is not an upset. This is a correction. I have nothing against Con Knuppel. The kid can shoot. He has shattered the rookie record for 3-pointers. He's hitting 43% from deep. And he's helped Charlotte go from a lottery team to the edge of the playoffs. That is a legitimate story. But let me ask you something. Is Knuppel carrying the Hornets, or is he a great piece on a team that was already turning it around? Because there is a difference between being the best player on your team and being the only reason your team is watchable. Flagg is the second on a 25-win team. Without Luka, without any help. Jason Kidd said after Sunday's win that Flagg never complained through an entire season of losses and just kept delivering. PJ Washington said he's a jack of all trades, doing things that are unheard of at 19. And Flagg himself, when asked about the statement he just made, said, "Calm as you please. I'm confident in myself and I know what I'm capable of. I'll just let the rest of the stuff figure itself out." That is not a kid finding himself. That is a superstar who already knows exactly who he is. Here is my prediction, and mark it down. Cooper Flagg is going to win Rookie of the Year. In 5 years from now, we are going to look back at the fact that he almost didn't and laugh. The Roy Award has a history of going to the right guy: Bird, Magic, Jordan, Shaq, LeBron, Luka. And the right guy this year is the 19-year-old who just put up 96 points in 2 days on a team that has nothing against players including the greatest of all time. You want to vote for the better shooter on the better team? Fine, but do not call it a close race. It never was. BetClutch.com, over $3,000 in bonuses waiting for you. Link in the description. That's my take. Flagg is a generational talent, and this weekend just proved it. Drop a comment if you think Nopal still deserves it.